Hey everybody, Melissa here with the Fully Mindful. And for any newbies, you know that we do a little meditation sometimes, and then we do a little interview sometimes. There's not a lot of rhyme, not a lot of reason, but you can come to rely on there being most likely one meditation practice a week and most likely an interview the next week. So there you have it. Today, a meditation. Kind of needed something. This one's called Everything Changes Like All the Time. And I don't know about you, but things have been really real lately. Not just in the world, but for me personally. And I can get pretty swept away by the power and intensity of all that is happening in my life and in the world. I get caught up in my thoughts, my anxieties, my predictions, and I can just start believing all of the thoughts, which is a little bit crazy because thoughts just come and they go. And I don't think we have any more control over those thoughts and when they come and when they go than I don't know what. But I can tell you this. Ever tried not to think of a pink elephant? Don't think of a pink elephant. What are you thinking of? We don't have control. They just come, and they go. So, but I will often feel, and I know I felt this week, that it was always going to be this way. That it's always going to, be whatever feeling. And that could be a really scary thing when it's a so-called negative feeling. And it can even be scary when it's a so-called positive feeling, because if you're anything like me, you kind of like to hold on to those things. So then you kind of start to worry, like, what if this goes? Which, as you guessed it, sort of ruins the moment. In these moments, if I've been practicing mindfulness regularly, and also with a little luck, and when the universe lines, I'll remember this practice we're about to do. And it reminds me that everything comes and everything goes. So let's experiment a little, see what we notice in this experience together, see if it adds up to what I'm calling change and what that looks like for you, and how we can practice letting things go just a little at a time, or as someone I follow, Jeff Warren, the great meditation practitioner, says, just letting it be. So it's going to be that way anyway, and it's a lot more comfortable to let it be and then try to cling on to it, get dragged down the road by it when it's just gonna change anyway. So with that, let's give this a try. Finding a comfortable position, sitting, lying down, or even walking if you're in a good spot. If you're sitting or lying down, closing your eyes and maybe keeping them at a soft gaze. If you don't feel comfortable closing them, totally fine. If you're walking, please don't close your eyes. Just walk slowly, intentionally, and maintain a soft gaze. Feeling the breath coming in through the nose, past the nostrils and into the back of the throat. Down into the lungs and the belly. As they rise, you notice that. Then it falls as you exhale and the air travels back up and out, either through the nose or through the mouth. And let's just try that a couple more times. Just breathing in and slowly, intentionally breathing out. And breathing in. And out. Just do that a couple more times on your own. Just breathing naturally, simply noticing where the breath is easiest to feel and where the breath also feels pleasant, or at least neutral. You might pay attention to how the breath feels as it flows in and out of your nose or your mouth. you feel it in your nostrils, the air on your upper lip, or maybe more in your chest or your belly. Any which way is fine, just feeling it as it comes in and out. And just noticing how this happens reliably. Just comes in and out without even having to think about it. So just kind of honing into this home base, whether you're noticing the breath coming in through your nostrils or the back of the throat or the belly or the chest. Notice a relaxed attentiveness here. There's no need to control the breath. It just comes and goes. You're kind of like receiving the breath like you do sound. It's just there. And you notice it. And just take some time to relax. Noticing what that's like. And you might notice that your mind has drifted into thoughts, and that's totally cool. The mind is conditioned to move off into thinking about the future, the past, analyzing things, judging things. But maybe just for a moment notice that your thoughts are like bubbles from one of those battery-powered bubble makers. That little ring thing just sweeps down, gathers up the soapy water, and the air gets pushed through the ring and creates a bubble. And it happens again and again and again. Or maybe your thoughts are like clouds in the sky or little boats going down a river. Whatever works for you, just noticing that those thoughts, they come and they go, just like your breath. And when you notice a thought, you have this really beautiful moment to choose to follow it. To jump into the bubble or into the cloud or onto the boat and go and get swept away, or you can just watch it go by. And without any judgment, just allowing yourself to gently return again to the breath coming in and coming out. As you resettle with the breath, you might notice other experiences, maybe the sound of a bird or a dog, or the whirl of a refrigerator or a computer or something. Whatever's in the background, it can be there without drawing you away. It just comes and it goes like your breath, coming in and coming out. And if you find that your mind has drifted again, simply pause, kind of re-relax. Open your attention without any judgment, just gently come back to the moment. And remembering that thoughts are not the enemy. You don't have to clear your mind of thoughts. Instead, you're developing the capacity to recognize when the thoughts are there without getting lost in their storyline. Because they will come and they will go. Without really even any intention on your part. coming back to the breath. And noticing your mind getting quieter. Maybe even a sense of peace. And just continue to be with the breath coming in and out for the next couple of moments. And as you're breathing in, know that you're breathing in. And as you're breathing out, know that you're breathing out. Be aware of the beginnings and endings of each breath, fully here, awake, at home, in presence. Just taking a couple more breaths here together. And when you're ready, opening your eyes or lifting your gaze or noticing where you are in the room or outside or wherever you are, looking all around, knowing you are in the present, where you have always been, and where you will always be. Thank you for practicing with me today. See you next time.